Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So I lost $1,887 today. So we're going to talk about the mistake that I made so that you don't make the same mistake. So this right over here was a setup that I traded. So again, it's another gapper. I'm waiting for it to make a move. And we can see in the beginning, it's kind of like going sideways. It goes up and down, whatever. Eventually it goes down below VWAP. And then out of nowhere, it starts curling back up super aggressively. It curls back up past VWAP. It curls back up almost past high of day, and then right over here on this candle we see a halt. So you can just imagine how much volume, how quickly it was going up. I was like, okay, this is definitely worth watching. It was a 10-minute halt. We waited for it to open, and then it ended up opening at 760 up over here. It dipped for just a couple of seconds and then ripped straight back up. It ripped straight back up, and this $8 level over here is the pre-market high. This again is arguably one of the most influential pivots of these gappers. It's these pre-market highs. So $8, you can see it squeezed past it, had a high of like near 840-ish, and then it squeezed back down. A lot of selling, a lot of resistance. And then we had this candle over here making a nice red candle, super low volume, notice on the red candle. And this was my entry. So when I saw this setup, I was like, okay, I'm gonna enter. Yes, it's not the best because you can see that, it's right against pre-market high, this line over here. So it's not the best setup, but this was a setup that I saw, and this was a setup that I entered. So now I'll play a little bit of the live recording so you can see me entering and exiting. Alright guys, so now I'm going to play a little bit of the live recording. So we can see this is the same setup over here. I'm waiting for this green candle to get above the high, just anywhere above the pre-market high, and that's where I'm going to enter. Let me just skip a bit, or I'm about to enter any second now. Okay, so right over here, so right over there I enter, right? So now I'm looking for a squeeze past high of day. So high of day is around 840. I'm looking for a squeeze. It's getting pretty high, but we can start seeing some resistance, right? It goes up, then it goes back down. It goes up, it goes back down. So I can already sense that there's a bunch of resistance. And you can see it's like almost sold off the entire push, right? So now I'm thinking like, a lot of resistance. I don't like that it pushed up this high on such little volume, right? I'm kind of thinking about it. Then let me just skip a few minutes. We can see it just kind of goes sideways. Over here, I see that it's finding support on pre-market high, right? It dips down, all the dips are being bought back up, it squeezes back up. I'm like, this is great. So I keep holding, and then here we have a fake out over here, a failed breakout. We can see, breaks above the previous high, dumps back down, right? So when I see this, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of resistance. This is not great. And it just keeps going sideways. It just doesn't do anything, right? It finds support temporarily at this like 780 area, kind of goes down again, goes up and down. And then as it's kind of losing momentum, I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to sell. Nothing's going to happen. And then I sell right over there. So that loss kind of dips our chart for December. We can see we had a very nice first day, and the second day today was a bit more weaker. So the chart's kind of going down. But again, this is the reality of trading. As long as you can keep your losers like way smaller than your winners, you're good to go. And so then what's the big lesson that I got from this trade? So there's two main lessons, right? The first lesson is to not take trades that are way too close to pre-market high. Because like I said, pre-market high, which is this level over here, is very volatile, right? Some stocks, they find a lot of resistance like this one did today. Some stocks, they use it as like support and then they catapult above. So taking trades that are too close to it can be extremely risky. And it's almost like a gamble. It's like a 50-50 chance. The best thing to do, as opposed to entering at pre-market high, which is what a lot of people do, which is what I used to do, what you should be doing is ideally you should be taking profit at pre-market high, right? So your entry should be a lot lower, like let's say somewhere over here, for example, and then as it squeezes up to pre-market high, you should be selling at pre-market high. Those are the best trades. The biggest trades I have are always the ones where I'm selling above pre-market high, always. So that was the first lesson. Never take trades that are too close to pre-market high because honestly, it is a gamble, right? You don't really know how the stock's gonna react to pre-market high. And the second lesson that we had was to wait for confirmation. I didn't wait for confirmation on this trade. I was like, it's moving, it's going up fast, let's trade it, right? Again, I didn't FOMO into the trade. I still waited for the pullback, the bull flag, which I usually do. But for this specific trade, I should have waited for confirmation because look at this topping tail, for example, right? It tried going above pre-market high and it dumped all the way back down. So there's clearly a lot of resistance. So I can't just like enter the trade blindly. I need to wait for confirmation before I enter the trade. So those were the two biggest lessons I got from this, and I'll try to apply them on all of my other trades. Now, watching the recap is easy, but catching the move live is where the money is. So if you want to see these setups before they happen, you need to be inside the Discord, the Draco room. You can see I'm in the wins channel. People are making wins. It's crazy. When you join the community, you also get a course, you get FAQs, you get a chat, you get my watch list, you get my live movers, my live trades. There's so much in the community. So if you want to join the community, click the first link in the description to join the Discord. It's free to join. Hopefully you learned something from the video. Try and apply the lessons, because I'm definitely going to try to remember these lessons and apply them for the next coming trades in December. Thank you guys for watching the video. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys inside the Discord.